The Swift network, which is the world's main banking network, is down. This is crazy. Hi everyone and welcome back to the show. My name is Nick. If you're new to the channel, you will become a subscriber by the end of this movie. We can see that the Swift website is still down for repair. If we go to it and refresh this page, isn't this crazy? This was pretty much everywhere. It went out for a long time. I'm sure you already know that by now. And just recently we saw that the Bank of England's system for sending money from one bank to another was also down. I really think everyone should join the free Discord. In the next sentence, there will be a link at the top. This is a free Discord that is one of the most useful and helpful ones out there. It has a free side with a lot of free crypto gems, market strategies, tips, market trends, and charts. New cheat sheets will also be dropped in this Discord. A lot of people have already said nice things about us. Comments from people on Discord who have been loving it. Now, what do you wait for? Just click on the link at the top of this sentence to join the free Discord. It's funny that you had the Bitcoin Max because Bitcoin fixes this problem. We already know that Bitcoin doesn't change anything, right? These stories keep getting told, even though we know they're not true. It's really interesting to see. I even said it was funny that Bitcoin could never fix this because it needs a layer 2 network to be able to grow. However, Ripple and XRP do fix this. Listen, I don't care if you think I'm against Bitcoin, right? That doesn't bother me. I'm interested in the facts and the tech. You should know that some Bitcoin developers will tell you straight out that Bitcoin is a way to pay for things. It does not work. It didn't work. And it's still being worked on. But guess what? Bitcoin is part of technology that doesn't wait for anyone. Bitcoin is not going to work as well as these other networks in this area. That is a fact. Also, it's really funny that every time we see something like this, we keep getting hit with Bitcoin saying that Bitcoin is fixing this. Not at all. But I did think it was interesting that the Bank of England and even Swift went down. It makes me think that maybe we do need new payment lines. As of now, my attention has been on the CPMI group. This is the BIS, which is the big bank of all the small banks. This is their Committee on Payments and Market Infrastructures. It sets international standards for payment, clearing, settlements, and other related arrangements, and supports, monitors, and makes suggestions about how safe and effective they should be. In this way, they help keep the business and finances stable. The CPMI is also a place where central banks can work together on oversight, policy, and practical issues, such as offering central bank services. We are now going to look at some of these things, mainly the Bank of England. We could see that the Bank of England is happy about the release of the BIS CPMI harmonized ISO 20022 data standards for cross-border payments back in October of last year. Again, this happened in October, which is almost a year ago now. All of this has to do with sending money across borders. It's really funny. What happened was CHAPS, right? Both CHAPS and SWIFT went away, and we could see that CHAPS did switch to ISO 22 in June of last year. But down below, we could see that because of these benefits. The Bank of England plans to align the CHAPS ISO 22 message usage standards with the CPMI ISO 22 data requirements by the end of 2025. This will happen before the end of 2027 deadline set by the CPMI report for global adoption. This is a big step towards harmonization with ISO 22. I find it funny that they have notes here that not only talk about the FSB's Financial Stability Board plan to improve cross-border payments, but they also talk about the foundation of the RTGS system and how it is being basically renewed. It is a program to keep the RTGS system going. That means they are already ready to make some big changes to their financial systems. The Financial Stability Board is the reason I'm talking about it. It was this board that let Ripple do price changes without government approval. Cryptocurrencies while they are in court with the SEC over a case. That's really funny. Next, let's look at the CPMI group over here. These are the names that are linked to this. This list has the ECB and all other names on it, but Ripple and Swift are also on it, right? He is the Director of Payment Operations at Ripple and the Managing Director of Industry Policy and Senior Advisor at Swift. Guys, I'm not saying that Swift and Ripple will work together or anything, but they are working together on the CPMI group. It would be good for Swift to work with big players in the area like Ripple and use their infrastructure as a whole. That is what would be best for them. Is that really going to happen, right? We don't know. Once more, though, technology doesn't wait. There is no need for technology to care about Swift's plans to become a world star outside of working with a blockchain-based company. The tech doesn't care about that. Not only will technology keep getting better, more and more people will start to use it, especially when it works so well like blockchain-based transfers do. Now, add to this what Ripple wrote not long ago. The release was very important. Ripple wants to be the best digital asset infrastructure provider for financial services. They plan to do this by building the on and off ramps, custody, compliance, and funding that businesses need to use blockchain in their operations. Are you sure you remember what I said about Ripple? Infrastructure is what they do best. It's important. We know that new banking infrastructure is coming, which is why this is a big deal. We know that with ISO 22 and its global agreement, banks are now required to improve their internal processes for the first time ever. This means that they can now work with third parties. APIs can be used by them. Because of this, I pay attention to what Ripple does with Ripple Payments. Keep in mind that this is API plug-and-play technology. But over here, we're using blockchain and digital assets to build the infrastructure of the future for finance. And this is what's really going on, right? Blockchains and digital assets will be used to build the world's financial infrastructure of the future. But don't believe me or Ripple alone. Take the BIS at its word. It is the central bank of central banks. They told you straight out about the internet. For years and years, Ripple has been pushed into the internet of value. Now, the beast just needs to treat it right. Scrolling down, we can see that Ripple was created with the belief that blockchain would one day be the world's financial infrastructure, making financial services more accessible to more people and companies around the world. We first believed that institutional DeFi could make the financial system better and more fair. However, crypto and blockchain don't yet have the infrastructure, liquidity, trust, and legal clarity that are needed for wide institutional adoption. Since we've worked with banks for a long time, we know that blockchain can deliver faster, cheaper, and more reliable financial services and scores. However, for banks to use blockchain in their businesses, they need simple, trusted, and reliable digital asset infrastructure. To run an online business, you need things like storage, computing power, networking, and so on. Similarly, institutions need on and off ramps, security, and cash flow. With these basic tools, people who are making the financial services of the future will be able to store, trade, and move value around the world. This will help solve today's serious issues and help people think of and create the possibilities for tomorrow. Once more, this is all done through the Internet of Value. As promised, here is a full list of everything Ripple has to offer. Cross-border payments using the XRP system and its own digital asset, XRP, were the first thing we looked at. Not to move value around. Because XRP ledgers are fast, cheap, open, and scalable, they can be used right out of the box to solve problems that come up with old banking systems. But wait, I thought Bitcoin would fix this, right? It doesn't. There were clear pain points in payments like high fees, slow transfer times, lack of openness, and high error rates. This made it a great place to start. Our cross-border payment service, Ripple Payments, is based on technology that is decades old, but now has more than 80 reward markets, making it almost global, which cover more than 90% of the daily FX markets, which handle more than $50 billion in trades. We still think that payments are the best use case for crypto and the most proven one, but Ripple has more to give than just payments right now. We give financial institutions digital asset infrastructure that is easy to use, safe and compliant. This makes it easier for their customers to build, store, trade, and move value. And now we have some big things, right? The purchase of Medeco, connected to big banks like BBVA, Switzerland, HSBC, Société Générale, Forge, and more. We are now more ready than ever to deliver on the product plan for customers around the world. From now on, Medeco will be known as Ripple Custody. We are continuing to grow the team and the custody business. We are also opening a new office in Geneva, which is a big deal because it will help us handle our growing custody presence. We've also chosen to combine our Liquidity Hub product with our payment solution. This will combine the best parts of both products into a single experience. We learned a lot about liquidity management from Ripple's own experience building a payments business and figuring out how to get money to the right place at the right time for the right price. We are putting what we have learned to use. This is where we connect TradFi and crypto. Once more, that stablecoin is brought up. Don't forget that this is on the Ethereum and XRP ledgers. With this move, there will finally be a way for TradFi and crypto to work together. And I do think that Ripple is at the front of this because they have so many customers and links. This just goes to show how ready Ripple is to take over the whole space. Not only that, but they also control 90% of the FX market and more